Good afternoon, my name is Fiona and I'm from howtobechic.com, and I'm also the author of the new book 30 Chic Days, Practical Inspiration for a Beautiful Life. Today I am here to read to you an excerpt from 30 Chic Days, and it is day 3, Bathe Yourself in Mystique. So I will begin. Something I love to practice is the art of mystique. Nothing is less attractive than someone constantly speaking or complaining about their appearance or other aspect of their life. We all know that person who has a steady stream of consciousness coming from their mouth. Very little passes their eyesight that is not commented on, and when there's a lull, they'll bring up something inane from the past. Complaints? Yes, there are plenty. It's much easier to criticise than find good and happy topics to talk about, and let's face it, who wants to be accused of being a Pollyanna? Do you know how I can speak with such authority on this? Because I have been that mindlessly non-stop talking and complaining person many, many times in the past, and sadly I still am on occasion. It's something I have to be vigilant about. Thankfully, awareness is the first step. I have to remind myself that those around me, particularly those closest to me, like my dear husband, do not need to hear every fleeting thought that passes through my head or know that I have a bit of a headache today. My goal is to only speak if something is important or positive. Like my mother always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. It's soothing to have peace, quiet and companionable silence in between times. So let's stop, take a deep breath and reset. We are chic beings. We consider how we look and sound from the outside, rather than staying stuck inside our heads with a loudspeaker on broadcasting every little thought. We need to stop and think as if we are the other person observing us. This never fails to help me when I'm flailing for conversation or trying to halt my embarrassing babbling. It's helpful to remember that we don't need to fill every gap in the conversation and that there can be beauty in silence. Accept compliments graciously. If someone compliments you on a top you're wearing, say, "Thank you, I'm glad you like it," or "Thank you, I love it too." Don't say, "Oh, I've had this for ages, but it's getting a bit old now," or "I bought it today, it was on sale." Or even worse, "Oh, thanks, but I think it clings to my muffin top a little bit. See? Here?" Why bring your insecurities into the conversation? This only draws attention to parts of you that you'd rather people didn't notice. By pointing them out, you are helpfully shining a spotlight on those parts. Don't feel you are misleading people if you answer their "You look lovely today" with a simple thank you. Even if you are having a fat day, that's to do with you and no one else, and the fat day may only be in your head. This exact thing happened recently when I complimented a woman on her complexion, which was really soft and finely textured. "Oh, I've been getting terrible spots lately, and at my age." She even showed me where they were. Her complexion was still gorgeous. I'd been looking at her forehead and cheekbones, but now I was staring at the spots on her chin. I admit, I do this too sometimes. Why is that? Are we afraid of seeming too full of ourselves by accepting a sincerely meant compliment? Most people don't actually perceive others' problems. The rest may even rejoice in them. How much better would it be to glide into a room confidently and serenely, making conversation with people by being interested in them and asking questions? The less you say about yourself, the more people will want to know and be genuinely charmed by you. Your age is no one's business. There is no reason to talk about your age. It's not that you're trying to hide it, but it's nobody else's business. Let them wonder. Even though I try not to, sometimes if I find out a person's age, it changes the way I view them. Remember though, age is only a number, and there are those who seem older than their age, as well as those who are youthful for their age, both in looks and how they act. I truly believe that age is a state of mind. what I want to be is the best me I can be right now. Age doesn't even come into it. I aim to be the best version of myself in this moment. Half the time, I actually forget how old I am, and if I need to remember, I check the year and count back from there. Sometimes I say I'm older too, like I might, like if it's just my husband and I talking, and I will actually sort of say I'm like 47 or whatever, and I'm not, 45. So I go, oh, that's right, what year was I born? This is the year that I'm in now. Yeah, I was not correct in my age. So a friend of mine, whom I met a few years ago, had an occasion birthday, one that ends in a 0, not long after we became acquainted. I always thought it was her 50th, and then one day years later, we were talking and she said, no, she's actually in her 60s. She looks amazing though, and I believed her at the younger age because she is so vivacious. She is slim, healthy, and dresses in a classically elegant way, and I think it's the simplicity of her wardrobe paired with age-appropriate updates that gives her an air of youthfulness. And she has like a really lovely sparky energy as well, which is quite youthful. She definitely goes by the French girl's manifesto of dressing in classic pieces in a neutral colour palette, livened up with a touch of the latest trend. Of course, your close friends are bound to know your age and you theirs, but for everyone else, it doesn't matter. Not having an age pinned on us makes us a little bit of an enigma. And wouldn't we all like to have an air of mystery about our person? There are not that many situations where someone will ask outright what your age is. If it's somewhere like the doctors, of course you'd tell them. But I've seen too many women blurt out their age in a social situation along the lines of, I'm 51, you would have thought I'd learnt that by now. If someone is rude enough to ask out of a sense of nosiness, there are many great comebacks. Some of my favourites include, if I told you, I'm afraid I'd have to kill you. On a good day I feel 20, but on a Monday morning, 20 with some years of experience. Oh God, you don't want to know. 29. You go first. If you respond in a jokey way, in a friendly tone of voice, following up with a subject-changing question such as, enough about me, what's new with you? You'll be skillfully diverting the question in no time. Being private at home. When you're at home with your beloved and your family, create a little mystery around yourself. Close the door when you brush your teeth. Don't blabber on about every little thing you're thinking about, and don't ask your husband which shoes or jacket look better. Instead, choose for yourself, then make an entrance into the room, accepting a compliment with pleasure. It is sometimes easier to learn mystique from someone who doesn't have any. Do you want to be that person that others learn from? It's different with family and close friends, but even then you will want to keep your marriage relationship details private, for example. It is many men's horror that their other half will blab embarrassing details to their friends or family about them. I know of people who don't tell family members information because they know they will be unable to keep it to themselves. Remember, it's not only that one person you are sharing with, it's whoever they might tell as well. It is being respectful of others to not spill their secrets, insecurities, or private happenings. A foolproof way of knowing if it's okay to relay information about a person is, would I say this if the person was standing right next to me listening to the conversation as well? Or would I send this email if the person I'm mentioning was reading it over my shoulder? I love this test because it works every time. It's foolproof. Be fun and breezy to talk to. When someone asks how you are, reply, fabulous, thank you, and you? Then start with a few questions such as, how's work this week? How was your weekend? Do you have any holidays planned? Or have you been to the movies lately? It is actually polite not to share too much or to be too intense when having a friendly chat with someone. Mystique is not being secretive, it's more that you are not boring others with unimportant, uninteresting details of your life. Mystique is also a form of self-preservation. There are unkind souls who can seem to take a perverse pleasure in the bad luck of others, Sadly, it might even be those closest to you. If they don't know that you're 5 kilos over your ideal weight, or you can't seem to get motivated at the moment, then they can't make helpful yet cutting comments about it. Better to let them think everything is bright and breezy with you. Actresses who don't talk about their private lives, who are rarely in paparazzi photos, seem to be so much more alluring and interesting than those who give interviews to gossip magazines all the time and are out courting photos as they go about their daily life. The former also seem more secure in themselves and happy with their lives outside of the celebrity industry. I certainly know which one I'd rather be like. 30 Chic Days Inspirational Ideas. Aim to spend a whole day where you channel your ideal French woman's mystique. Don't bring others down with your aches and pains or thoughts on a new diet. Think about what your words might sound like to others before you speak. Be positive, upbeat and happy, and you'll find that this will affect you positively as well. Even if you are close to your other half, there is no need to explain every single little thing that you are doing or thinking. If you feel like talking, as I know I often do, hum a song quietly to yourself instead. I like Moon River or Dream a Little Dream, which is really cute as well. Audrey Hepburn sang Moon River in Breakfast at Tiffany's, of course, so when I sing or hum this to myself, I always feel a little bit more elegant and Audrey-esque. Last tip, try dressing up more without announcing it. I'm famous for this, the announcing part rather than the dressing up part. I love the crisp shirt look, but I'm not that big on ironing. Rather than trumpeting to my husband that I'm turning over a new leaf and will wear freshly ironed shirts every day, why not do it without comment, enjoying the sense of well-being it brings? Then accept the, "You look nice today," with a simple thank you and a smile. I do hope you enjoyed day 3, all about mystique from 30 Chic Days. My name is Fiona Ferris. I'm from howtobechic.com, and you can buy my book if you like the sound of it. Here we are. It's on Amazon. Have a lovely day.